everyone, I am back with another tutorial. I was asked to do a 6x6 card size box. So that's what I'm going to show you how to make today. So for the top piece, you're just going to take your 12x12 cardstock and you're going to cut it to 8 5/8 by 8 5/8. Now this doesn't go out, this cutter doesn't extend out, so I'm actually going to get my ruler and line this up. So I know where to cut my paper. Okay, so 8 5/8. And then I'm going to turn it and do it again. Okay. So there's my top piece. And my bottom piece is going to be cut at 10.5 by 10.5. And again, I'm going to use my ruler and just line it up with 10.5. And do the same again. So now we have a 10.5-inch square piece and a 8 5/8 inch square piece. Now you're going to want to get some kind of score board, scoring tools. You're going to score these pieces. So our bottom piece is 10.5 by 10.5, and we're going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. So just at the 2-inch mark, and then you're just going to continue turning it. So you have score marks on all 4 sides. Now your top piece, 8 5/8 by 8 5/8, is going to be scored at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And then that is it for the scoring. So there's the score marks for that one. So we're going to put this away. And now I am going to fold on my score marks so it will make it easier to assemble. So if you've scored on this top piece, you're going to fold back this way. So whatever side you scored on, you're going to fold the opposite direction of your score mark. Okay, so there's my top piece. Now I'm going to cut, and I'm going to cut right here, this score mark here. I'm going to cut from here to the inside of the score mark. And I'm going to stop right there, and then I'm going to angle this little piece here. This makes it easier to tuck inside if you angle it and just pull that off. And then I'm going to angle the outside edge here also. Gives it a much cleaner box look when you're finished. So you're going to do 2 on this side. So we'll go ahead and do this one. And then the same thing, you're going to angle your little flap. And you don't have to do this part, but it just makes it so much easier to fold in, and it looks a lot nicer. So you should have something that looks like this. And now you're going to flip it over and you're going to do 2 on this side. So you don't want to do all 4, you just want to do 2 on each side. So there we have 2 on this side, and then we have 2 on this side. So now, if you wanted to decorate your panels, this would be a good time to do the decorating on the side panels. I'm not going to do mine because I'm just doing this as a demonstration. But if you wanted to decorate these top side panels, you would cut your paper and this gives you an 1/8 of an inch border, so you can adjust your sizes to any size that you want for your decorating. But I would do mine at 6.5 by 7/8. And then you can always figure out what you want to do with the top later. So since this is just a demonstration, I'm going to just use my ATG gun. But in order for this to stay very well and know that it's not going to come apart, I would use score tape or red liner tape, or this is actually the scrappy tape from scrapbookpal.com, and it's fantastic stuff. So this is actually the lid, and we want to flip it over, and these 4 flaps here, these small flaps, is where you want to put your adhesive. So this is where you would put your score tape or your red liner tape or whatever you have as heavy duty tape, just so it does not come apart. Especially if it's going to be a gift, you don't want the recipient to go, my box fell apart. So that would be kind of embarrassing. Okay, so now we're going to flip it back over. And this is where you're going to take the flap and you're going to tuck it in. And since it's already folded, it's going to be easy to line up right here on the edge. And then just push down. And that gives you your first corner. So you're going to do that with all 4 tabs. And just line them up. So there you have the lid. So for the bottom, we're going to do the same thing. Where we scored, we're going to flip it over and fold opposite of that score. All 4 sides. And then we're going to do the same thing we did with the lid, and we're going to cut 2 slots on each side. And you're going to angle this one as well. And the opposite side over here. And then the same with the other side. Do 2 of these. this one, same thing. Clip only to that score line there. And then just angle your little flaps here. Okay, so the same thing with this one. We're gonna flip it over, and on our flaps, that's where we're going to apply our adhesive. On all four. And the same thing again, we're just gonna flip it back over. Now would be a good time to decorate your bottom panels. And those I measured 6 3/8 by 1 7/8, and that gives you an 1/8 of an inch border. If you wanted to do any fancy punching on your edges before you assemble your boxes, like if you wanted this lid to have an edge, you would punch your edge before you assembled your lid. So we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna line up the sides to create the bottom of the box. Just like that. And then the last one here. So there we have the bottom and the top. So there is a 6 by 6 card size box. I do not generally make 6 by 6 cards, but the person who requested this video makes a lot of them. So this will fit the envelope and the card. So it basically goes by the envelope size with a little bit of wiggle room, because the card is always smaller than the envelope anyway. And then I want to show you, I have some of these little chipboard albums from Michaels when they used to sell these in the dollar section. And this is a cute idea. You could fit this entire album in here and give that as a gift. So you could decorate this box to coordinate this album. And this can get a lot thicker. As you can see, there's a lot of depth still left. So I think that's a really great idea. That's probably what I would use it for, because I don't make 6 by 6 cards. But there is how you make a 6 by 6 box to fit cards, or these little 6 by 6 chipboard albums, or even a chipboard album that you cut yourself that measures 6 by 6. So I hope that helps with the request for this box and anyone else who wants to try one. And I will see you all in the next video. So bye!